I am so excited. I used to work with him years and years ago. He has won the Super Great, what do they call that? The Super Great? The Super Great Film Festival in 3 years. He is a playwright, he is a director, and he's trying his hand at stand-up comedy. Please put your hands together for Jay Zare, everyone.
All right, thanks. Thanks a lot. See, when Chris first asked me if I wanted to do this, he said, would I be performing with my pants off as normal? I said, no, Chris, I don't go for the cheap laughs anymore. I want to do something serious. I'd like to read some of my poetry. And Chris is like, well, we already have a poet. We're hiring you for your comedy, Jay. Which is, okay, fine, that's great, I'll do it. I'm a trooper. Come to find out, 10 minutes ago, I'm not getting paid a red cent for any of this. So go to hell, Chris Howdy Show. I'm reading my damn frickin' poem anyway. If it's okay with you, if it's okay with everybody else. It's a pretty good poem. It's a little bit dark. I wrote it when I was 15 years old and high on PCP. It's going to go longer than 10 minutes. Nobody's got anything to do after this, right? Good. That's what I thought. Okay, here we go. The horrifying agony of my meaningless existence. Subtitled, Fear and Loathing on the Yuletide. Wait, I'm sorry, I did forget one thing. Una did remind me that today is the winter solstice. So a big shout out to any pagans or Wiccans or Democrats in the audience here. If you haven't done it yet, you still got time to run home and sacrifice your chicken. If you live in the county, you might want to come into the city to do that. There's still a $50 fine in Rockingham County for conducting satanic rituals without a permit. I've written multiple letters to the editor of the Daily News Record about this. They have not published any of them, never. Because of the conspiracy, the media conspiracy in this town against me for the last 23 years. I'm not going to say who's involved in this. I will tell you, the rabbit hole goes far, far deeper than what anyone could ever possibly imagine. Far, far deeper. Of course, unfortunately, or fortunately, I should say, my wife is here tonight. Vonda Brown, she's back in the audience here somewhere. So I'm not going to talk about the conspiracy since she'll just want me to increase the dosage of my antipsychotic medication. And that's just going to make me fat. Plus, everybody, they're all telling me, Jay, keep the festive topics and stick to things like the real reason for the season. And of course, the real reason for the season originally was the winter solstice. I mean, tens of thousands of years ago, as humans gazed with great admiration at the sky, watching as the sun moved back across the heavens, making the days longer and longer and longer, heating up the planet more and more and more, until finally the North Pole completely melts, turning the planet into one giant cinder, rendering it completely incapable of supporting any life forms except giant mutant jellyfish. And the Daily News Record won't print any of my letters about that. Okay, here we go. The horrifying agony of my meaningless existence, subtitled Fear and Loathing on the Yuletide. And let me just say, I'm not anti-Christmas. I love Christmas. I love the holidays. Enjoy the hell out of the holidays while you can. Because let me tell you, it's no walk in the park getting old at Christmas time. I mean, setting up that same old sad inflatable snowman in the yard every year, never getting what you really want under the tree, having to listen to that infernal George Michael Christmas song everywhere you go for 2.5 months. I'm telling you, sooner or later, Christmas is going to break your heart. It's going to break your godforsaken heart. It's like my little granddaughter, Virginia, was telling me the other day. So Virginia, we call her Ginny for short. She was saying, Grandpa, and let me clarify here, this is my imaginary granddaughter, Virginia. Because my real only son is an irresponsible millennial slacker who refuses to reproduce. So, We had to get this fluffy little white designer dog instead. Anyway, so my imaginary granddaughter, Virginia, says to me, Grandpa, when the North Pole melts, what's going to happen to Santa's secret workshop? I said, darling, when the North Pole melts, Santa's not going to need a secret workshop because there's going to be nothing left but giant mutant jellyfish. And what's a giant mutant jellyfish going to need with a Kim Kardashian edition Barbie dream house? I mean, how's Santa Claus even going to know which ones are the little girl jellyfish? The harsh reality is, yes, sweetheart. Yes, Virginia, there is a Santa Claus, but unfortunately he's nothing more than a marketing gimmick invented by the Coca-Cola Corporation in 1925 to help get more people addicted to cocaine. Hey, Kristen, did we let any little kids in here after all? Guess I should have said something, you know. Spoiler alert! We do have a naked burlesque dancer coming up, so we should be good. Okay. Okay, here we go. The horrifying, but sorry, I got to start again.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry. Damn it! I've completely forgotten what the hell I'm even doing up here. It's another one of the things that really suck about getting old. I mean, one day you're thinking, well, at least I don't have some horrifying lethal disease yet, and the next thing you know, you can't remember a goddamn thing. This is pretty embarrassing, but I've been having this problem of not remembering where I parked my car in 1978. And you think, you know, the government would have sent me a letter or something about that by now, because they do a really good job harassing me about that other little legal issue I have, which I'm not going to talk about tonight anyway, but I will say this much. If it is against the law to read poetry with your pants off at a Walmart in Wilmington, Delaware, then there ought to be a sign. Because how the hell am I supposed to know they have different laws in Delaware than they do in Dayton, Virginia? My wife says I never really lost that car. It's just one of those reoccurring nightmares from childhood, like the one where it's the end of the semester, you haven't studied for the final exam, you can't remember the combination to your locker, you're standing there in public naked, reading poetry at the Walmart in Wilmington, Delaware, and you know this could be true because I have been having this other reoccurring nightmare. It seems very realistic that in 2016 there was this big presidential campaign and we elected Kanye West president of the United States of America. And he can't remember where he parked his car either. You know, that could be true too because we don't know because of the media conspiracy. Sorry, Vonda, I'm going to talk about it anyway. The media conspiracy. Before I started taking the antipsychotics, I watched a lot of YouTube videos and I figured out how they are financing the media conspiracy. It's car insurance commercials. Like this one with this character Flo. Have you seen her? She's wears more makeup than a Slovenian porn star. Dresses in white all the time. Now, I don't know who this Flo is supposed to be. Like a waitress or a high priestess in the temple of Beelzebub, but it can't have anything to do with selling insurance at this point. It's not like there's some fat guy on a couch somewhere saying, oh, well, I didn't do anything the first 10,000 times I saw this advertisement, but hey, now Flo is dressed like Abraham Lincoln in drag. Think I'll buy some Prudential life insurance. Or you know, these ads that Geico have been running since, I don't know, 1857. What could be more satanic than a lizard selling car insurance? I mean, you could probably find something about that right there in the book of Revelation, if you were drunk enough. I mean, right there next to the part about the three wise men and the four horsemen of the apocalypse and all the giant mutant jellyfish at the end of the world. Actually, I don't even really care. I don't need any insurance. I can't remember where my car is anyway. Okay, there we go, one more time. The horrifying agony of my meaningless existence, subtitled Fear and Loathing on the Yuletide. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, your troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, your troubles will be miles and miles and miles away. Have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Thanks, everybody.
Delmar.